Hey guys, this is Lorenzo Network here, back at you with another video, and welcome to another episode of Gaming's Finest. It's been a while, hasn't it? So basically, I plan on doing another video game that I like. It's another Namco game, and it's a game that I find really interesting. And that is 1985 Sky Kid. Let's get straight on into this game. Sky Kid was an arcade game that was released in 1985 by Namco, the same company that made Pac-Man. So basically, the story in this game is that Red Baron and Blue Max have to save Birdland from the Green Crow army, or whatever their name is, from the boss, the Eagle Hawk leader, or whatever his name is, from taking over Birdland. So basically, Red Baron and Blue Max have to venture off, taking out as many soldiers as they can to save Birdland from the Hawk boss. I don't know. But basically, the objective in this game is you have to control Red Baron if you're playing one player, or Red Baron and Blue Max if you're playing two player. So basically, the objective in this game is you have to destroy a specific target while you're venturing off. You go by shooting down enemies without getting in your way from dying. If you touch an enemy, you'll spiral out of control, and also before I mention that, I have to mention the loop-de-loop. You can loop-de-loop to, like, dodge enemies and such. But this is also an important thing to, like, saving yourself from dying. If you touch an enemy, he'll go spiraling out of control, but you can save yourself by pressing the shoot button and the loop-de-loop button at the same time to stop yourself from dying. If you stop yourself from dying, you'll just keep going and you'll do a loop-de-loop before even doing that. So yeah, shoot down enemies as many as you can. It's like a shoot 'em up. So basically, to destroy the target, you basically have to find the bomb. You'll get a notification that says get the bomb. You'll find the bomb that's just randomly sitting on the ground. If you find the bomb, collect it and carry it off. When you're carrying the bomb, your Red Baron or Blue Max moves much slower, and you'll lose the ability to do the loop-de-loop, which that button now activates by dropping the bomb. So basically, if you drop the bomb to the target, that's like a ship, a base, or building or something like that. If you destroy the whole thing and make the whole thing go up, you'll get extra bonus points. If you destroy half of it, or like the left and right, it's okay. It's still a good thing though. If you don't destroy it at all, it's no big deal. You'll move on to the next mission. And once you clear the level, you get to the landing place, or like landing road thing, like the runway or something like that. If you go to the runway and land there, the level clears. So basically, that's the game of Sky Kid. And there are many character concepts that are never even seen, like the Thunder Kid, perhaps? Also, there's a big tip, you can also collect surprises too. Basically, there are billboards across across the stage where you go far in the levels. You see billboards, and one of them you'll see a billboard with Pac-Man on it. And if you defeat multiple enemies, Pac-Man will give you a special item, like Pac-Man himself, a ghost from Pac-Man, Puka from Dig Dug, Figar from Dig Dug, the special flag from Rally X, and many more. So yeah, I just wanted to give a big tip on that, you guys, because if you are a pro at Sky Kid, you probably noticed that. Well, yeah. But Sky Kid is a fun game. I enjoy it, and it's a pretty good Namco game along with other Namco games, especially the Pac-Man games. So unlike the Pac-Man episode where I had to explain all of the characters' descriptions because I know all of them, Sky Kid, on the other hand, probably I don't know that much about the characters because I just like the game, and the characters, I have no idea. So if I mess up, I'm so sorry. So basically, the first character is Red Baron, and it's the game's main character. So basically, Red Baron is the main character in the game, and he's the hero of Birdland. He's the main hero of Birdland alongside Blue Max. So basically, he's basically an orange bird, or red bird, I'm just gonna put him as orange bird. An orange bird with a yellow beak and a brown jacket with badges on it. Yeah, he looks like a cool dude. And he is controlled by player 1. And he is based on Franz von Dorziminer. I think I might have just butchered that, and I am so sorry. So basically, yeah, Red Baron is pretty cool. I like him. Next is Blue Max, which is by far my favorite character in the game. He's basically a good friend and rival of Baron. The Red Baron and Blue Max are basically frenemies, kind of like Thomas and Percy in the first two seasons of Thomas, okay? So basically, so Blue Max is controlled by player 2, and he's basically the same, his sprite is basically the same as Red Baron, just like his plane's a different color and his hat's a different color, and he's a Blue Jay, because of course he is. And like Red Baron, he is based on Max Jugurzi. I might have just butchered that, and I'm so sorry again. So yeah, so those are the two main characters in the game. Now let's move on to basically the side characters. So next is Black Hawk, which is the villain of the game, and he is a member and boss of the Mechazuken army. He basically he's basically like the boss of all the Green Crows and stuff like that. He controls every base. He basically just he's in charge of the Mechazuken army, okay? So basically, the next character is the Green Crows. Well, basically not just a character. They're basically just the characters, like the enemies and stuff like that. So basically, they are the members of the Mechazuken army, and they are shown in planes. They are shown in grenade launchers. They are shown in like boats. They are shown in like everything like that. So basically, yeah, they're all the enemies in the game. Yeah, they're all the enemies in the game. If you see a plane, if you see like another plane, like a green plane, a pink plane, and stuff like that, those are them. Those are them, okay? So basically, the next character is Lady and Belle, which are basically the girlfriends of Baron and Max. I mean, come on. Come on! Red Baron and Blue Max are the freaking go, okay? They kind of deserve girlfriends. And Lady and Belle, they're pretty cool. I like them. And the last character we're going to be talking about in Sky Kid is Thunder Kid, which strangely does not appear in the game, but he does appear in the NES and Famicom versions of Sky Kid and Sky Kid Deluxe. So why wasn't he in the original Sky Kid? I have no freaking clue. So yeah, so basically his objective is like, he's in the clouds. Three of them are in the clouds, and basically they just shoot down lightning, like very short lightning. So those are basically the biggest objectives in like Sky Kid for the NES and Sky Kid 2. He's not in the actual game, guys. So yeah, so basically those are all the characters of Sky Kid. Now let's take a look at the game's ports. I couldn't find the game's like release info because it doesn't have that much of a release. So yeah. So basically, we're going to be taking a look at the ports of Sky Kid in a canonical order, or a chronological order, or something like that. So yeah, so basically the first port of Sky Kid is the NES and Famicom versions of Sky Kid. So in Japan, it came into the Famicom as their Namco brand, as much as their other Famicom games they released at that year in 1984, 1985, or 1986, and 1987. Basically, the entire, like, 80s year, I don't know. But basically, this port of Sky Kid is pretty great. I mean, it replicates the arcade version pretty well, even though the graphics and sounds looks like it came from the NES and Famicom. But yeah, it's still a pretty good port of Sky Kid. Also, new additions have been made to this port of Sky Kid as well, such as the Thunder Kid actually appearing in this port. Woo! And the difficulty settings and target tests, and new intermissions and cutscenes, and yeah. So basically, this port of Sky Kid is pretty good. I like this one. Also, it has been released in America. This port of Sky Kid has been released in America by Sunsoft, which came in this box art. Oh my god, that looks disgusting. But it looks pretty cool, though. So it's basically the same game, except for, like, the copyright infringement on, like, the title screen and stuff like that. But yeah, so basically, that's the NES port of Sky Kid. So basically, the next version is the Epoch Super Cassette Vision version, which was only released in Japan and was released 2 months after the NES and Famicom versions. Yeah, so basically, the Epoch Super Cassette Vision version is pretty rare, if I'm being mind you, because it came as a Japanese console, and it is extremely rare and extremely expensive. Like, copies commonly sell for around 20,000 yen. Like, damn. But is that good or bad? Tell me in the comments if that's good or bad. Yeah, so basically, the Super Cassette version of Sky Kid looks very identical to the NES and Famicom versions, and it controls well. The music has no drums to it, has no beat. It's basically this like bleeping and stuff like that. And yeah, and the sound effects are super loud that it even cuts out like the music and stuff like that. And every time you shoot something like plays a sound effect, the music just cuts out. But nonetheless, this is a pretty good version of Sky Kid. I like this one, even though I don't have a Super Cassette vision and probably never will. So yeah, I just think this port of Sky Kid is pretty good. Yeah. So basically, the next port of Sky Kid is not actually a standalone port, though it was included in Namco Museum Encore for the PlayStation 1. That was, you guessed it, only released in Japan. So basically, I have Namco Museum Encore with my modded PS1 that plays Japanese PS1 games, and Sky Kid is included on it. So how is this port of Sky Kid? Well, it's arcade perfect, like Namco tries to replicate it is. But yeah, this port of Sky Kid is pretty good, with some minor differences and stuff like that, like shooting faster and stuff like that. Also, if you're a pro of Sky Kid on the PS1 version, like myself, the Pac-Man sign is pretty different. The difference is that Pac-Man's nose is rather shorter. So yeah, that's basically the PS1 version of Sky Kid on Namco Museum Encore. So yeah, those are all the ports of Sky Kid. So in conclusion, I think Sky Kid is a pretty fun game, and I recommend everyone should give it a play. It's a pretty fun game that needs some minor strategy, then needs some skill. But yeah, I think you'll have fun with Sky Kid, and it's a pretty fun game. And yeah, it's a pretty fun game. It's a war game that I think everyone should enjoy. So yeah. So thanks for watching, everyone, and I'll see you next time. Now it's time to get to the credits. So here's our announcements for today, and we're going to be starting with this one. So basically, I plan on doing some Pac-Man Plus Show episodes and new Thomas Show episodes. So basically, the first one is going to be Pac-Man's new car. So basically, the plot of this one is that Pac-Man wants to get a new car, but Dad doesn't want to. So Pac-Man gets in mass depression, and it stresses Pac-Man's dad so badly that he just gets it anyway. So Pac-Man gives it for a spin, and then crazy stuff happens, like the ghost chasing him and stuff like that, and it becomes a wild ride. So basically, the next Thomas Show episode, the Take Engine Show episode is munitions. So basically, in this episode, the engines are preparing to bring the munitions to the ship Bostrode, but around by Blue Nose, and but Blue Nose beats careless one night and bumps a truck and causes a huge fire around Brendam Docks. So it's up to the other engines to put the fire out. It's quite the battle. So basically, those are the two episodes I'm going to be uploading in June or so like that, because it's literally the anime. Like, come on. So basically, the next announcement I have to make is a multi-video Thomas project. I'm not so sure if I'm going to be announcing it to you guys yet, but I will get started on it soon. So yeah. The next announcement I have to make is that I will be making a top 5 old Pac-Man videos video. Yeah, I'm going to be back to making the top 5 videos. I do plan on making them, and I think that will be a very interesting video, because we're going to be taking a blast from the past and old Pac-Man videos from that I experienced as a kid, or what I experienced recently, and maybe to put on that list. So yeah. Also, the Thomas Show episode Regatta is going to be coming out soon. So yeah, be watch on that. So yeah, I think that's all for me, folks. I'll see you guys next week, and Lorenzo Network out.